Don't look at the timestamps.
Hi guys, welcome back to another gameplay video here for Mull to None. Today I think we potentially may have more than one game included in this.
With time constraints, of course. In our first game, we have Rocco versus Vadrok versus Winota, played by Mitch. And in the fourth seat is Aaron playing Tameshi, Reality Architect.
Yes, yeah.
So each of these decks like to cheat stuff onto the field. Mm-hmm. We've got Rocco that likes to cheat stuff from the library into play. Well, creatures from the library
specifically
into play.
creatures into play.
Vadrok liking to cheat spells from the graveyard. Winota liking to cheat humans from the top of her library onto the field. And Tameshi liking to cheat back artifacts and enchantments from the graveyard onto the field.
Yep. Yeah, so let's have a look at those opening hands.
So in first seat, we have Matt.
Hey, that's me. This is my Rocco deck. So this is a specifically not Demir deck that Max helped me pick out.
Yep.
So looking at this opening hand, it
looks great.
It is a phenomenal opening hand. Mox Diamond, 1.5 lands with the Shadow Skull, Academy Rector to go and get Food Chain, Jeweled Lotus just to help power out Rocco, Soulless Jailer to help shut off certain people.
Yes.
And the Worldly Tutor to go and get another Stacks piece or a Mana Dork or whatever I need at the moment.
It's got both the win condition, mana to ramp out your commander, and look, sure it doesn't have the sack outlet, but the Worldly Tutor can find you the Greater Gargadon to then create the sack outlet.
It will go and get me the sack outlet.
As far as I'm concerned, that's a whole game plan right there in the hand.
Yeah, it's got turn 1, turn 2, so turn 1 Soulless Jailer, turn 2, turn 2 Worldly Tutor to go and get a Dork potentially, and then turn 3 drop Rocco and just start going to town.
Ugh. So second in turn order is me playing Vadrok, my lovely Jeskai Storm deck, using that graveyard and casting non-creature spells CMC 3 or less. As you will notice, there's not a lot of non-creature stuff in this hand. As I took this hand, I was a little bit worried of some stacks pieces that were going to come into play. Having played against the decks before, and when you think about the decks, it is Rocco stacks, Winota stacks, and Tameshi stacks land destruction. It's got more than enough lands, and in the later turn, that high tide can be a nice ritual. Magda,
especially if you draw a snap as well, so you can use them and untap them again.
Yeah. So with Magda and Imperial Recruiter, I'm thinking that I can use Imperial Recruiter to get Dockside, and then if I make enough treasures, get Cloudstone Curio with Magda. Like, that sounds like an amazing game plan.
That is a fairly solid game plan, especially considering the decks you're going against and the plans that they're doing. Going for the Curio win is it's a solid bet.
Third in turn order, we have Mitch playing his well-loved Winota deck. So we've got a clear game plan of turn 1 Legion Warboss, Goblin Crater Made of CMC 2. Yeah. Silence is a great response.
It's great to just have it as puppet just for when you start going off.
Sometimes better than a counter spell.
Yep.
Blinkmoth Nexus, adding to that non-human count for extra Winota triggers. Yeah. Lovely. But there's one problem with this hand. I'm not seeing an early Winota.
Particularly going against having 2 other stacks players at the table. This is a solid plan. Yeah. He can comfortably sit back and wait till turn 4 to draw that 4th land.
Absolutely.
To drop one.
Absolutely.
In seat number 4, we have Aaron playing his Tameshi Azorius land destruction. Just terrible.
Oh, it's not land destruction. It's land bounce.
I'm pretty sure he runs land destruction in it.
Oh, he does. He does.
Yeah. So he's once again, we have a very clear game plan here. Land Grafdigger's Cage turn 1 would be my assumption to shut off me.
Grafdigger's also has that lovely line on it. Players can't cast spells from graveyards.
Yep. So yeah, shuts off both of us.
It's a pretty good it even shuts off Winota.
Yeah.
You know, the fact that creatures can't be cheated in.
Yeah. So
it's a very good hand in the pod that he's in.
It is. It's fantastic. So
it looks
like turn 1 Grafdigger's.
I'm more of a fan of Artificer's Intuition because that then allows him to discard any artifact and then tutor up for Lotus Bloom and then discard that to his graveyard.
That back to basics, just hammering home that stacks point. He's running against 2 3-color decks and a 2-color deck. That back to basics is going to do work.
Yes, it's going to do heaps of work.
Especially because he doesn't need the lands on the field.
Nope.
And I don't know. I mean, he's got Command Tower there, but other than that, he's just got basics for the most part. So it's.
And if back to basics gets blown up, he can recur it with Tameshi.
Yep. So that's opening hands. Buckle in for a long one. Grab some popcorn and let's jump in. Alright, let's go.
Get into this.
Going first. Turn 1. Draw.
Alright.
Shadow Skull Smashing Pass. Mox Diamond, getting rid of Marsh Flat, Jeweled Lotus, and then I'll pay 2 for a Soulless Jailer.
As I suspected, I was right about the stacks call when I mulliganed.
Yep.
Soulless Jailer in field.
Turn 1.
Turn 1, I'm not going to make use out of Vadrok's mutate ability. Not 1 second.
Luckily I kept a hand with somewhat of that effect in mind. Are you good?
Yeah, pass turn.
I'm going to play a Mana Confluence. I'm then going to cast a Mana Crypt.
You pay the one?
If I had to. Go to 39, tap the Mana Crypt, and I'm going to cast a Magda. Then I will pass.
Let us say Maya pass.
Command Tower. Graph Digger's Cage.
So basically we're all screwed. Okay, so is that turn?
Yeah. But it means that Mitch can't reveal and play a creature in his library. He can't Rocco.
Yeah.
And I can't
Mana
cheat
Crypt.
with Tameshi.
Academy Rector. Because I can get an enchantment through that. Hit you for nothing. I'm swinging at you for posterity.
Alright.
Pass turn from there.
Alright. Untap and I'll roll evens damage. I'll drop it. I'll move to combat and I'll give Mitch 2 damage.
I'll take 2.
I get a treasure.
Can I just respond by crashing
Sure.
this? Just so I'll just go tapped.
I'll then play a Tundra and I'll pay another life. White, and I will cast Grand Abolisher.
It's gonna be a long one. This is what happens when you take blue out of the pod.
And this is a 4 white pod problem.
Tap. Draw.
Plateau.
Ooh, you're dashing.
You get the top card, yeah? Portable Hole.
Oh,
2 or less.
2 or less, okay.
You get rid of the Grand Abolisher, the Magda, or the Soulless Jailer.
I'm not getting you. No,
Yeah,
so
Yeah,
doesn't
and
affect me at
it
all.
would affect me as well if you got rid of the jailer.
Grand Abolisher or Magna on the same target, so don't worry.
I mean, Magda's pretty problematic.
Yeah, Magda or Grand Abolisher.
I think I'll keep Exile.
So here's an interesting one. Ragavan connects, reveals a portable hole, a great piece of removal here, and Mitch doesn't cast it.
He should have targeted the Magda.
He probably should have. We'll see if it's a good target.
Then I will pass.
Untap. On upkeep. Did you dash Ragavan?
I did. Oh, sorry.
On my upkeep, I'm going to miss to consider any responses.
Pass priority.
Pass priority.
Revealing Source of Plowshares.
That'll get rid of an Academy Rector.
Goes on top. Draw a couple turn. Play my Marsh Flats and I'll crack it for 1. Grab my Tundra. And then I'm going to just... Actually, I'm just going to pass.
Right, untap. KO is damage. A Worldly Tutor.
In response, I will Swords the Rector now.
Sure. I'll get Rift Sweeper. Rift Sweeper goes on top. So getting Rift Sweeper here. Rift Sweeper is not exactly a very common cEDH card. I chose to put it in specifically for situations like this where my win cost gets exiled. And in this situation, looking at the rest of the board with all the stacks pieces and everything in there, I'm like, this game's going to go a while. I'll have time to play the Rift Sweeper, shuffle the Rector back in, and then go and get it so I can go for the food chain win again. Draw. I don't even have anything to cast it with. This is my only non-red mana.
Good.
We'll swing at you for posterity again. Pass turn.
I will roll for crypt. Evens damage. Combat, I will swing Magda at Matt for 2.
Sure, I'll take 2.
That's getting a second treasure. I'm gonna play an island.
Yeah, for the longest time, Max made me think that Graph Diggers was one of Tameshi's weaknesses. Then I reread it during the event. I'm like, wait a minute.
I'll tap this for a red, losing another life, and I'll cast an Imperial Recruiter. Does it resolve?
Grand Abolisher, dude.
Let's recruit a little gobbo boy, a little gobbo pirate. How many artifacts?
Just look at Matt.
Oh, and you can't sack the treasures in response because we've got Grand Abolisher. I'm going to cast High Tide. High Tide in effect. I'm going to tap this for a blue and a white, floating a white. 1 treasure for 1 red, dockside, floating a blue. There are how many artifacts? 1, 2, so 6.
Yep, 6.
Use 1 treasure and
the blue floating, yep.
Snap dockside to hand.
Untap.
Yeah. Good man.
You can sack treasures to Magda to get Cloudstone Courier.
Yep. Turn. I'll float a blue. Use my treasure. Cast dockside. I'm getting 6. Returning Imperial Recruiter to hand. I'll then use 3 Cast Imperial Recruiter, returning Dockside to hand.
As Dockside makes 6 mana, Dockside costs 2 mana. Casting Dockside will then return Imperial Recruiter to my hand. Imperial Recruiter costs 3, returning Dockside. I'll net 1 treasure each time. And tutor out any creature with power 2 or less. Luckily, there's a very good target for that right now.
I've got Spectral Sailor, which is a cheap one that can then draw my deck on the field. The Brain Freeze, mill all you guys out. I won't actually target myself with this one. I'll then Wheel of Fortune.
Magda was 100% the right target for that point of
target,
roll. Good game.
So, without a single commander cast, or mutating at all, Vadrok pulled it through, just watching from afar.
That was a great game.
Pretty long one.
That was, Did you guys finish your popcorn?
Now that considering that was a pretty quick game, we've got plenty of time for a second.
The second one would have to be a pretty quick one too.
So for this game,
We swapped out Mitch for
we
Caleb.
swapped out Mitch for Caleb for this game.
We have me first again. I promise we did actually do it legitimately. Looking at this opening hand, what do we got here? 3 lands, Ragavan, a Birds of Paradise, and an Esper Sentinel. So 3 1-drop creatures that are just great value.
You've got a sack outlet for if you get a Rector.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool hand. You've got a lot of mana and
Yeah.
you've got an Esper Sentinel.
Ragavan to get card advantage, Esper to get card advantage. It's fantastic.
I like it. Oh boy, this is a scary hand.
This is a hand and a half.
This looks like a turn 1 Kinnan hand.
That is 100% a turn 1 Kinnan. Yeah, so this hand is nuts. It's
Yeah.
got drop Kinnan, get a mana dork out, plus he's got that Swan Song there as interaction. This is
good.
a very, very good hand.
Pretty good. Next in turn order is me, and I'm a big fan of these kind of hands. You get to ritual into the Hedron Crab, and then play a fetch land, and then mill yourself twice for 6 cards. And it's got a bounce spell in my hand. Well, it's got 2 bounce spells.
Is there anything you don't want to hit off the mill?
Dockside. In games following this one, I've really come to learn that you can actually, with the landfall trigger on the stack, you can sack in response such that you can guarantee that the land that you want to tutor out from your deck hits the field. I've got 2 bounce spells in the hand. Chain of Vapor and at Spellbomb. Both of them fan favorites of mine.
Playing Rocco, I have had that combo interrupted a couple of times by that Spellbomb.
Yes, I'm very happy with this hand.
In 4th seat, we have Aaron playing
Toshiro
Umezawa. And this hand is amazing.
Oh, it's great.
That Dismember with Toshiro out becomes 2 mana, kill 2 creatures.
And the Feed Swarm as well.
Yeah, so this is another really, really good hand. He's got the 2 lands there and the mana crypts we can drop Toshiro turn 2 and have 1 mana left over for the Dismember.
Let's hop into the game.
Let's go! Draw for turn.
Always regret
Esper Sentinel. Pass turn.
it. Draw.
Rejuvenating Springs. Get Pro.
Yes.
Okay. I will look at map. And then I will draw a Chrome Mox. Imprinting Noxus Revival. Mox
No more Get Pro. It's gone.
Discarding.
Oh, okay.
Then I will pay a green and cast a bird.
Go Vadrok. Show me what you got.
Start with a Mox Diamond.
I will draw a card.
Discarding Flooded Strap. Blue. Hedron Crab.
Plays it up fetch land.
Fetch land. Milk.
Target player, yeah?
Yep, me. I'll then crack my Scalding Time.
Dual land, milk ring.
Rocco's Modern Life.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
baby.
mother.
And a Dockside?
And a Dockside.
Oh.
I'm gonna play a Lead Spell. Add the spell on. And yeah, then I'll pass.
Shall play a swamp. Tap the swamp to cast my soul ring. Mana grid. Pass turn.
Untap. Stomping Ground. Take 2. Carpet of Flowers.
See, I could have got Island.
Birds of Paradise.
So many birds.
Pass turn.
Kinnan to stack. Double blue. Talisman Curiosity. Pass turn.
Untap. Upkeep. Draw. I'm gonna play an island. Oh.
Prismatic this time.
Mana Crypt and a fetch. Tap 2 for Dreadhorde Arcanist. And I'll pass after that.
Roll for mana crypt. Evens no damage. 1, 2, 3 damage. Play my fetch land. Bloodstained Mire. Crack it. Play Lion's Eye Diamond.
You paying 1?
Yes, I'll play the 1. Use the 1 flooding from mana crypt and 2 black. Cast Toshiro. Pass.
Yeah. Draw. Carpet of Flowers, I'm going to add 2 white. Grand Abolisher. Tap birds for a soul ring.
I don't like this.
Land for turn, I'll play Jetman's Garden. Monkey Boy.
Are you seeing all these like one toughness?
Moonblessed
Yeah,
Cleric.
It's really sad.
I'll put Food Chain on top and then pass turn.
Can I draw 2 colorless? Let's use one of it for a soul ring. And I'll use the one floating to pay the S for something. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7. Put a Kinnan activation on the stack.
Stack.
I mean, that still helps.
Plus 1.
Untap. Draw. Paying for Esper. I'm gonna gamble. Even. Odd.
Even.
Under the reach.
Combat. Swing at Aaron with a 1/3.
1 free trample.
Yep.
Attack trigger.
Honda.
For 4 blocks, I'm going to exile Feed the Swarm from my hand to cast Sickening Shoal, targeting Grand Abolisher.
Sure.
When Grand Abolisher dies, trigger my commander. I'm going to exile the Tendrils. -4/-4. I'm going to kill Kinnan.
Response.
Yep.
Birds for 2 blue.
Yep.
March of Swirling Mist. X equals 1 targeting Kinnan. So he closes out.
And then I'll go to blockers, and I'll block Arcanist. We should ever kill it.
Dreadhorde Arcanist has been a bit on the chopping block, as you can see with this horrible attack I did, because I was too enamored by the Toshiro Umezawa art that I forgot that it had Bushido. So I've been kind of thinking of taking Dreadhorde Arcanist out as a result.
Use an image. Tap Mana Crypt, play Mana Vault, paying the additional 1 for S%. Pass turn.
In main phase, I'm going to add 2 green. So I'll use 1 green, a white, and a red.
Do you have anything there?
My responses are it is by play.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Rocco X equals 4.
Okay, yep.
Pass priority.
Arena Rector. They're red. Infernal Plunge, sacrificing Arena Rector as a cost.
So when it dies, I
exile it.
trigger with nothing to graveyard.
Being on the hunt. So I'm going to activate the +2.
I'm going to tap a swamp and pay 4 life.
Dismember.
Dismember Moonblessed Cleric.
Sure.
When it dies, swamp 1, 2, 3, 4 life. Trigger of my commander targeting Dismember. Kill Rocco. Another trigger of my commander, but no target.
So this play here that Aaron did with the Dismember, amazing. The timing was perfect, everything. It was just that use of the Dismemberment to get rid of both of my 3 drops, that slowed me down a lot. Aaron played this perfectly.
Okay, resolve your ability.
I will get rid of Bird's
Also,
Paradise.
Slaughter Pact lets me double.
I guess I'll float a blue.
Go get Draneth. Go to combat.
Oh, before combat.
Yep.
I will pop the spell bomb and return Draneth to your hand.
So my thought process here is Draneth is stopping me from actually casting Vadrok and mutating onto it. So I'm thinking to myself, I could probably hold this up later, but I can be greedy and get rid of the Draneth. How'd that work out for you?
So in combat,
Yep.
swing Ragavan at you.
I'll block with Hidden Crab.
Yeah, so my idea was to mutate on, yet I decided to block with my sole mutate target. So not only did I use Ether Spellbomb earlier for a greedy reason, I couldn't then actually achieve that greedy reason.
Untap. I'll keep
Oh
Kinnan.
fuck, I shouldn't have.
Kinnan phases back in.
If you really go for
I
it.
don't have a non-human now.
May I draw? Shock in a greeting pool. Put a Kinnan activation on the stack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Whip.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Activate Kinnan again.
Ledger Shredder. That's better than nothing.
What's the stat? 1 free?
Yeah, 1, 3, 4.
There's one good hit right now. That's not it. Pay 2, talisman, pay, pass.
Tap. Upkeep. Roll for Mana Crypt. 1, 2, 3. Draw up half a turn. Bastode.
Untap. Draw. Add 2 white. So still floating 2 white. Cast Food Chain.
Pay 1. And cast a Swan Song.
Burb.
Looks
Alright, so I'm still floating 2 white. Use it to cast Draneth.
Ledger Shredder trigger.
Pass
The
priority
SPS
on.
no trigger. My Swan Song.
Draw a card.
I believe I'll pass priority on Draneth.
And a red Orcish Lumberjack. +2 Vivian. Eating the Lumberjack. Combat. Swing Ragavan at max. Because he has no blockers.
Do you want to cast it?
I don't have 4 mana.
Down.
Make a useless charge off on that.
Pass turn.
Activate Kinnan. Void Widow.
Does that shut off pretty much everyone?
It means that I have no out to Draneth and Collective together.
I'm gonna go to combat. and I'm going to swing 4 at Vivian. The only thing you can block with is S%.
I guess she takes 4.
Show me. Show me.
Did you pay for Esper?
Five.
Untap. Drop. I'll add 2. And 1 for Archon of Emeria. Tick up 2. Sacking Archon.
Father Guardian.
Yep. Felidar Guardian. Flicker Vivian. Sack Felidar. Get Karmic Guide. Karmic Guide. Get back Felidar.
Yep.
Flicker
Watch it
Vivian.
after that.
And
then-
then
Sack Felidar to get Kiki Jiki.
And
Tap
watch
Kiki
your- watch
Jiki to
your
make
copy.
a copy of Karmic Guide.
Okay.
Karmic Guide gets
What
back
Karmic
Felidar
Guide?
Guardian. Felidar Guardian
Fuck, I
cooks
hate
Kiki
magic
Jiki.
something.
And what's your copy after that?
And then Kiki Jiki makes infinite Felidar Guardian.
So Vivian took it to the game. She stuck
Yay.
around. She stuck around for a full turn cycle.
She was around for like 3 turns. That was a great game, and it's nice to be able to see decks like Rocco just show their resiliency. Be like, he got stopped so many times and was still able to come through with that win. So thank you very much for joining us on both of these games, where we actually won 1 each,
Yeah.
which was great. Woo! Also, like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions for us, or Caleb, Aaron, or Mitch, they are also present in the comments, so they can answer to that.
The deck lists in the description.
So for those of you that were asking for the deck lists last time, they will be in the description. So anyway, thank you very much again, and we will see you next week.
Yeah. Mull 1/1. We're a terribly statted creature. Like
And we don't-
Ginger Brute.
Best 1-drop in the game.
I have killed Matt. He's gone.